Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today is another reading vlog. I know, another sit down intro to a reading vlog. This is part 2 of Booktubers recommending me books to read. If you haven't seen part 1, I will link it down below. And today we have 3 more guests, 3 different books. And yeah, I'm going to read the books that they recommended to me, and I'll tell you a little bit about who the guests are and what they recommended for me to read. This is very similar to part 1, obviously. I'm doing the same kind of setup. I am so thankful to each of these booktubers for agreeing to participate in this video. They're all lovely, lovely people. I know I said that in the last video. I can't help it. I love everyone involved. They're all really nice. I like their videos, I like their channels, I like them. So again, it's probably gonna sound the same for each person, but I'm gonna try not to just say that I love them and they're really nice. So the first guest, the first lovely individual who agreed to participate in this video is Roya. Her channel name is RG's Devilship, which I think is just so cool. I love her channel name. But Roya is so sweet. She is so soft-spoken. She's so well-spoken. Her videos are very informative, and she has like a very, very soft presence, but I love the way she communicates through her videos. I wish I was as well-spoken as her, honestly, because we all know I am not. So I just love watching her videos. I think she is just extremely kind, lovely. I know, I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had to say it. So the book that she recommended to me, which again, I picked these people because I knew they would give me a variety. They would give me something that I don't typically go for. I knew we all didn't have the same kind of reading taste, which is what I wanted. But she picked The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. I have heard so much about this book. It's very disturbing, dark, messed up. I was always kind of nervous to read it because I don't know, when people say that kind of thing, I'm like, oh god, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I get a little worried. So when she recommended it to me, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna be a big girl, and I'm gonna actually do it for once. So this book is about the main character, Frank, who is 16, and they live a very interesting life. Their family life is very, you know, different, unconventional. Their older brother Eric is in a psychiatric hospital, and their brother actually ends up breaking out of the hospital. That's kind of the main plot of this book, I think, is that the older brother breaks out and is coming home. You also get to learn a bit about Frank and what they're like, and you know, some interesting things that Frank likes to do. So I will leave it at that. You will obviously see my thoughts when I read it here in a minute. So yes, thank you to Roya so much. I am so excited to read this book, and I'm just so thankful that she agreed to participate. Okay, the next lovely, wonderful individual who agreed to participate in this video is Taya from Taya's Turning Pages, which, again, everyone has these really good names, and like, look, I didn't really think about the fact that I named my channel Erin Megan, but honestly I'm just very jealous that all of you have these great channel names and I do not. I absolutely love Taya's Turning Pages. I just think that sounds so fun and cool. I actually met Taya on Instagram first, and then found out she had a YouTube channel, and I just, okay, look, I know, I love her, okay? She is so, so kind. She reads a lot of different genres. She's not confined to one genre like myself. You know, I don't really go out of the horror, thriller, kind of mystery genres very much, except for romance now, but she reads so many different kinds of genres, and she just like opens my eyes to different books. And honestly, I love living vicariously through her because she reads a ton of like nonfiction, and I'm like, Okay, I'm not gonna do that, but I love hearing your thoughts on it. So I absolutely love that about her. I love getting all these like different book opinions that I personally would never read. Taya's also really active in the community on Instagram, and she's just so kind. I love like talking to her. She's just a very nice person. So the book that Taya recommended to me, and I'm so thankful she did, because I have had this book on my list for so long and I just haven't gotten it. I don't know. Okay, I just don't know why, but I just haven't picked it up to read it. So this is the perfect opportunity, and that is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. So I have been wanting to read this for so long, and this is about 16-year-old Star Carter, who lives in a poorer neighborhood but also goes to like a fancy wealthy prep school, and she's obviously trying to balance the two worlds that she lives in. They're very different from each other, but she's a part of both of them. Star actually witnesses her childhood friend get shot by a police officer, and this obviously causes a big uproar in the community and from people making judgments over her friend, saying that he was a gangster, that he was into drugs. And then there are protesters who are trying to get justice for him and for what happened to him. And she is the only one that actually knows what happened the night her friend was murdered. So she's the only one that knows anything. I think this is going to be a very emotional read. I think this is going to be a very hard read, but I think it is very important for what is obviously happening in the world today, and I think it'll be very eye-opening, and you know, I think everyone should read books like this. So I'm very excited to read it. I'm happy that I'm finally getting to read it, and I'm nervous because I feel like I'm gonna be like a wreck. I'm just gonna cry a lot, which honestly is not surprising, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to sob. Okay, the next and last booktube friend that agreed to participate in this video is Sav, or Savannah, from Riveting Reads. Sav was actually one of my very first friends on booktube and in the booktube world, so I absolutely love Sav. We talk a lot. We talk very frequently. We hang out a lot. We do lives together. So I absolutely love Sav. I think she is very kind and genuine, and she is just one of my favorite people, obviously. So of course I had to ask her. Maybe I'm a little biased. I think she makes great thriller book content, and also, you know, horror content. So her pick for me was My Dearest Darkest by Kayla Cottingham. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope so. This is actually a book that I wanted to check out anyways. It sounds right up my alley. It is a YA sapphic horror, I believe, which sounds very good. I believe it's also like dark academia, which is definitely Sav's thing. So I think it's very fitting that she chose something that is dark academia for me to read. So I don't actually know too much about this book, and I don't really want to. I want to go in kind of blind because I've heard really good things. But from my understanding, it's about these girls at this academy who summon this ancient creature that lives within the school, and it, you know, says it wants to grant them every desire they have and every wish or whatever, but of course there's a price and things are going to go horribly wrong. But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I think it's gonna be really good, and it sounds like something I would enjoy. It's what I would have picked, you know, for myself probably. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. So thank you again to the 3 booktube friends that agreed to participate, give me recommendations, and said yes to being a part of this video. I appreciate you all so much. I love them all. Please go subscribe if you aren't already. They all make wonderful content, and I think they deserve all the follows in the world. I guess that's it for the intro. So now that I've introduced all the books, let's get into me actually reading them. my friends, today is Friday. It's 10 p.m. I just got done doing reading sprints on my channel. Thank you to everyone that was there. I had so much fun. You all made me laugh so much. I always have so much fun hanging out with you all on live. It's great. But I'm here for an update. I am reading The Wasp Factory by Anne Banks. This was Roya's pick. This book is wild so far. I'm about 46 pages in and I'm perplexed. I'm confused. I'm weirded out, grossed out, freaked out. Like, it's very interesting. One, animal cruelty is very much in there, so if you do not like animal cruelty, there is at least one scene that I've already encountered that's pretty bad. Two, this main character, Frank, right, he's 16, he's about to be 17, I think. He likes to talk about the people he's killed. He's killed 3 people. According to him, he's killed 3 people. So, you know, serial killer vibes, love it. There's also this, like, subplot with his brother. I don't really know where that's going. So right now I'm just very confused. I'm also intrigued. It's very interesting. Reading from his perspective is very it's very strange. His thought process is very odd, you know? So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I guess enjoying it. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm interested. I want to see where it's gonna go. But so far it's very weird. So tomorrow, I'm hoping to finish this tonight. Fingers crossed. If not tonight, then tomorrow. But I have TikToks to do tomorrow, Instagram posts to do. I'm setting up some bookshelves for my TBR, so got a busy weekend ahead of us, and hopefully just lots of reading, because I have 2 other books besides this one to read for this blog, so fingers crossed that I can get them all done. But until then, I will see you when something happens. So it is Saturday, I believe it is around 4 p.m. I just finished The Wasp Factory. I don't know how I feel about this book. It is very weird, messed up, disturbing, which, I mean, I already knew those going in, but there's so much animal cruelty, so just know that, okay? Very much. Lots. I really don't know how I feel about this book. I don't know what I would rate it. I think I would rate it like a 3-star. It kind of, I don't know, the whole time it made me feel like oily, like my skin had like a film on it because I felt gross and icky, and like, I don't know, it just like makes you feel icky. The main character look, I feel like I should have seen the ending coming because of things that happen in the book and the main character as a whole. I feel like I should have seen it, but I'll be honest, I wasn't really thinking about the ending. I was just kind of like very confused the whole time and like waiting for it to go somewhere, because the plot, the subplot, I don't really know what to call it because it doesn't feel like the main plot to me, but the subplot with Eric, the brother, who's just broken out of the psych ward, I still don't get that. I still don't really understand it. I feel like I have a lot of questions and I don't think I'm gonna get answers to them. So I feel like I was just kind of like confused the whole time I was reading it, and then at the end I was just like, huh? And then I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe I should have seen it coming, but I was too busy wondering what the point of the book was, you know? I mean, I don't really know what I expected when the main character has admitted to killing people and the main character kills animals. I don't really know what I really thought was going to happen in this. Very weird. I'm very confused. All I know is it made me feel icky. It made me feel gross. It makes me feel like I need to take a shower, honestly. So I guess if that was the goal, it did its job. And yeah, I'm kind of lost for words. I don't know. Did I like it? I'm not sure. Did it disturb me? Yes. Would I read it again? I don't know. Probably not, to be honest. So I don't know. Maybe 3 stars as of right now. That's where I'm going. Also, the misogyny in this book is so annoying. It makes sense, I guess, but the main character really likes to spew some misogynistic things, so that was fun. But yeah, I don't know. Roya, this was a crazy pick. I'm going to go eat dinner and put together some bookshelves. Well, actually, my partner's putting together the bookshelves, but I'm going to be putting the books on the bookshelves. So that's going to be my night, and I will come back when I'm starting the next book. So I will see you in a bit. Hey friends, just checking in. So the last time you saw me, it was Saturday. I checked in after I finished reading the Wasp Factory. I'll be honest, I didn't read at all yesterday after finishing the Wasp Factory because we were setting up my bookshelves. We didn't film us actually putting them together because honestly it was a hot mess and we had to like tear apart the room, and it was like a lot of reorganizing, blah blah blah. The video on Tuesday will be of my TBR tour, so you'll see it then. So that took up like all Saturday. We were doing it until like midnight or so, so I didn't really get to read. And it is now Sunday, like 5:30 in the afternoon. I finished filming for the day, and now I finally get to start The Hate U Give, which is Taya's pick, and I'm very, 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 very excited to start this. Kind of nervous. I feel like I might cry. Kind of a little worried. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be good that it's emotional, but also I feel like I'm such a baby that I'm just gonna like end up sobbing the whole time. So we'll see. But I'm very, very excited to start this, and that's honestly all I have to update you on because, like I said, I haven't done much except for reorganizing the entire room. So yeah, I will update you when I have a good chunk of the book read, or I feel like I have something to say, or something like significant, you know, I have something significant to say, or important, or anything like that. So I will check in again in a little bit. Hello friends, so it is 11 p.m. and I am here to check in because I need to start getting ready to go to bed because tomorrow's Monday, unfortunately. But I'm here to check in on The Hate U Give. I have been devouring this book. I'm on page 306, chapter 18, and this book, I have so many feelings. I have so many thoughts. I'm gonna try to coherently and eloquently, if that's possible, we know I'm not very eloquent, put into words how I feel about this book. So The first thing, I love Star. I love her as a main character. I think she's great. I really like that she's balancing this school world and her upbringing in her community world. I like that they added that in, the fact that she's balancing these two, because I think it's a feeling that a lot of people can relate to, balancing two worlds and feeling like you have to be different or act different in one area and then switch it for another. Obviously not to the same extent. Not all of us can feel the exact same way that Star feels, but I think it is pretty relatable, and I really like that it was included in the book. Another thing I really like are the cute moments in the book, because this is a pretty emotional and it's a sad book, but I really like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air references. I love that. Those make me giggle because I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I grew up watching it. It was one of my favorite TV shows of all time, so I love the references. I think that it's really fun and they make me giggle, and it brings like a lighthearted aspect to this book. I also really like Star's relationship with her boyfriend Chris. I really like that. I think it adds like the typical teenage feel. She's obviously going through so many other things that it's nice to see just like a lighthearted teen moment. I also think the book is really good at helping you check your privilege. I just feel like I'm obviously 27, right? But I've been 16. I remember how I was at 16, and all I can think about is what I was thinking about doing when I was 16. I was, wanting to drive. I was thinking about school, tests, boys, friends, that kind of thing. Like, I wasn't thinking about the fact that my skin color could get me shot by the police. And I think that's such a big thing that I have to keep focusing on in this book, is Star and her friend are 16. They are children. And the fact that this is such a real thing for them as kids, and in reality, this is a big thing for Black kids that they have to deal with, is just, it's a lot, and it makes me check my privilege. It's definitely making me be like, wow, I didn't have to go through that. I don't know what that's like, and I won't know what that's like. Overall, the story is super important. I think it's very relevant to today, and I think it's making a big statement on police brutality towards the Black community. And I think the way the story is written is very digestible, and I think that's why people should read it. It lays everything down in a way that I think everyone should just be able to understand. It's easier to comprehend, and I think everyone should read it. But I also just think that while this is a story, the characters are not real, right? This is fiction. This is real life for a lot of people. Like, this isn't make-believe, right? This isn't like a slasher story. This isn't some like little made-up horror story. This is real life for people. We need to be more aware that yes, this is a book, and it's a very good book. It's a very well-written book. It's a very important and necessary book to tell a story. It's not necessarily just a story. It's real life. These things happen, and they are happening all the time. I'm on an emotional roller coaster, honestly. This book it's a lot. I've cried, honestly. I've gotten very upset. There are parts where I'm just like pausing and like yelling at Justin, being like, you don't understand what's happening, and he's like, okay, yep. I'm sorry, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. But it's a very good book. It's a very well written book. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm scared to finish it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared to finish it. But, I have to know what happens. So, I'm gonna go to bed, because I just ended at a really, nice moment in the book where I won't be, distraught going to sleep. and wanting to stay up until like 4 in the morning. So I'm going to put the book down, get ready for bed, go to sleep, and wake up and start again in the morning. So that's my check-in, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Happy Monday, my friends, even though I absolutely hate Mondays. I hate Mondays so much because there's just something so awful about having Justin go back to work and getting to spend the whole weekend with him and then him leaving, and it's just like, I don't really like that. But it is about 2:30, almost 3 p.m. I have to start editing in like 20 minutes. Because I need to edit for tomorrow's video. But I finished The Hate U Give. This was such an emotional read for me. I was really nervous for the ending because I knew how it was gonna end. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was kind of obvious how it was going to end. It's a very realistic ending, obviously, and I didn't really want to read it because I just knew I was going to be upset and sad and hurt and frustrated, and I was. But I will say that this does end on such a very hopeful note and a very strong note, and I think that was really nice because not that it gets rid of all the awful that happens, it does provide hope and light for hopefully the future. That's what I want. This book, I wish I had had this book when I was 16. I wish I had read this when I was 16. I think it's a very important book. I think it's a very strong book. I think it's a very powerful, and I don't know, like, I just wish I had had it. I wish I had been able to read this at 16. I think 16-year-old Erin would have benefited so much from it. I know I benefited from it at 27. Not saying that no one can benefit from it at whatever age, you know, but I wish this had been available for me at 16. I think everyone should read it. I think everybody should read it. I just think it's one of those reads that everyone needs to read, everyone needs to experience. It will teach you something. It will be eye-opening, and I really enjoyed it. It's very sad, very emotional, very heartbreaking. I cried a lot. What's new? I knew I was gonna cry, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Easy 5-star. It's an easy 5-star. I mean, I devoured this in no time. I love the characters. I love the writing. I love the message. I love everything about it. I think it's an amazing book. Angie Thomas, she's amazing. Thank you, Taya, for recommending this to me. She knew I wanted to read this so bad. We had talked about this book before we'd had a conversation about it, so I'm glad she picked this one for me because she knew I really wanted to read it. And so I'm so thankful for her giving it to me for this video. So thank you, Taya. But yeah, now I'm going to edit. Who knows how long that'll take. And then I will start my last book. I probably won't be able to start the book until like tonight, probably like 6 or 7. So until then, I will be editing away and sitting here and trying not to die from exhaustion. So I hope you all are having a good Monday so far, or whatever day you're watching it on, because this won't go up on Monday. This will go up on like Thursday. So whatever day you're watching it, I hope you're having a good day so far. But I will check in when I have started the next book. Hello friends, so I have been absolutely horrible at updating you in this vlog. I'm so sorry, but Monday when I was editing took so much longer than I anticipated, so I ended up not really getting any footage of me editing, and I was exhausted, so I didn't actually read the next book on Monday. You saw some clips of me reading Tuesday. Basically, I just read the entire day Tuesday. I just spent all day Tuesday like reading. I did finish my Dearest Darkest at 10 p.m. yesterday. It's now Wednesday. It's like noon. I'll be editing this vlog today and then you'll see the video tomorrow on Thursday. But my thoughts for my Dearest Darkest, I absolutely loved this. This is a dark academia book I can get along with, okay? Like, I don't know, maybe I've just been reading the wrong dark academia books because the last two I've read I just didn't vibe with at all, but this is 100% a book made for me. I don't know if it's because it's a YA, so the writing is less dry and boring, because that's my opinion, honestly. The dark academia like thriller books that I've been reading have been really dry, and like I kind of feel like I'm just like pushing myself to get through them. This wasn't a struggle. This was engaging. It was captivating. The writing was really, really easy, and like it made me want to keep reading. Again, don't know if that's because it's a YA or not, but I thoroughly enjoyed the writing and like the pacing of this book. I absolutely loved the setting. It takes place on the East Coast, and there's like Gothic architecture. The academy is very like kind of spooky. Honestly, it reminds me of a school that like high school Aaron would have died to go to. This would have been a school I would have been like, yes, send me to, please. I don't know what it is, but in my head when I think of the East Coast, I just think of fall, and I understand that they have all kinds of weather, but for some reason when I think of fall and like Halloween and like that crisp, beautiful weather that I really, really want to live in all year round, I always think of the East Coast. And I'm sure that's not true. Like, I'm sure, because I know that they have snow, I know that they have like summer, so I don't know why I just always think of like Halloween, fall. I'm like East Coast, I don't know why. But so having this set in Maine also just was like amplifying my spooky Halloween vibes. I don't know. I don't know how my brain works. I was actually surprised at how creepy this book was. There was some really good like imagery and moments where I was like, oh god, what's happening? Like, I was very, very like not necessarily scared, but like a little on edge, a little anxious, you know? I know I'm such a romance person anyways, but Finch and Selena were so freaking cute. I loved both of them for such different reasons, and I felt like I could relate to them for such different reasons, so I had like super strong feelings about both of them, and I just loved both of them, and then having them together was just like adorable. So I absolutely love them so much. And I feel like this book was made for me because there was a reference to my favorite movie of all time, Spirited Away, in here, which made me literally die. I love that movie with my whole entire heart, being, soul, mind, my everything. I love that movie. It's like my favorite movie of the entire world. So seeing it mentioned, I was like, I'm gonna cry. And then there also was references to Scooby-Doo and Sailor Moon. So I was like, is this book made for me? Was this made for me? I think it was. I was a little nervous about the ending because I felt like it was going in a direction that I wasn't going to 100% love, but the author pulled it out. The author pulled it out, and I ended up really, really, really liking everything about this book. Like, I don't have any issues with this book. Like, I really, really enjoyed this book. I'm not surprised, though, because Sav and I usually have very similar reading tastes, and so we usually agree on the same books. I've been books we don't agree on, but those are like super rare compared to all the books we do agree on. So I should have known that if she liked it, I was probably going to like it as well. And that's just because our reading tastes are super similar, so I should have known it was kind of a given. But yeah, great choice, Sav. Absolutely loved this. I will 1000% be checking out more from this author as soon as they write more, because this was their debut novel. So I will be keeping my eye on this author because I will 100% pick up anything else that they write in the future. And that's the vlog, my friends. That's it. I know it was kind of all over the place. I feel like I didn't have a lot of behind the scenes footage. I feel like I wasn't updating as frequently, and I'm really sorry. This week was kind of chaotic, and I don't know, the weekend was chaotic because I was putting together my shelves and it just took a lot longer, and I had to organize the whole room, and you know, I was all over the place. So I hope this video was still entertaining and fun. Big thank you to Roya, Taya, and Sav for participating in this video and giving me recommendations. You all picked really, really good books and really different books and really unique books and books that either I might have picked up for myself, and I'd heard of all three of these books, which was crazy. But yeah, they allowed me to have an excuse to pick up these books for myself and read them finally. And yeah, it just was a lot of fun. I hope you all had fun. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see me do more booktuber friend recommendations videos where I read them and vlog my experience, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, manga, spooky things, thrillers, all that jazz. And I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!